All right, welcome everyone back to our wrestling podcast. And here it is me, Sketch, also known as Wes, with
Cymbalic Cite, known as Tim.
Oda King, also known as Oda, also known as Adam.
M2K, also known as Michael.
Isn't it M2J?
M2J.
M2K, I don't care. Anyway, we're here talking about Roadblock, which is tonight of this recording. And we'll also be giving our Wrestlemania predictions. So, yeah, we're going to have a good time. So, our first topic is obviously Roadblock, and we'll start from the bottom of the card and work our way up. So first things first, Chris Jericho highlight reel. Do we need to talk about that?
No.
Who else saw the heel turn coming?
Oh Lord, are you kidding? You did not see that from 3 blocks away. You were blind. I mean, come on. They want to push AJ, and they want to get him in a match with somebody that they know is going to give him a great match. Technically, as well as his agility wise, but also somebody they know is going to put him over. So who else is going to do it with Jericho? Honestly,
Big Show.
but it's got to be a little more realistic. I'm not going to put him against Big Show and have Big Show sit on me and fart a couple times. Okay? That's just not going to happen. So you put him against Jericho because Jericho could give him a good 15-20 minute match that looks absolutely amazing. And then at the end, have everybody convinced that there's no way AJ's going to win. And then all of a sudden, AJ wins. AJ's put over. Jericho gets the slaps on the back for putting him over. And AJ goes on to his next rung up the ladder. Period. I was waiting for this. I think WWE tricked a lot of people by putting out them stupid little T-shirts.
Yeah.
How much money did they make off of them freaking T-shirts?
I was saying,
Probably
what was
a
the
couple
point
hundred.
of it if they were just going to have them turn?
Stupid.
I thought at least like they would have a title run or like they would lose at WrestleMania and then they would turn heel. I thought at least that would make sense.
No.
The reason is the same reason they put out a new John Cena shirt every month. They like your money.
Yeah, which isn't so bad. I just wish they would keep the other shirts. Because like, I bought my older sister, who's not a wrestling fan, a Beast Incarnate shirt.
Yeah.
So she could wear it to the gym.
This is the quickest time like a tag team has ever broken up.
Quickest time?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Like,
No.
How long was Y2 AJ a thing?
3 weeks, right? 3 weeks,
Yeah.
I think. Shoot. I can't.
Ryan Ziegler.
I know there's been, huh?
Ryan Ziegler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember
Ryan Ziegler
that.
lasted a week, maybe.
Yeah, Ray Ziegler.
A week.
That was the thing because Ziegler had like the belt that said the little guy.
They wanted that, but I was to me personally, since I'm a Ziggler fan, I actually liked it not lasting that long because while I like Ryback and Ziggler, them being tag team, I just couldn't see it.
I didn't mind it so
Ryback.
much because like Ziggler's got a good style and it compensates for Ryback's more brick wall style.
Yeah.
Because I like Ryback. I know a lot of people don't. I know he can be very boring, but give him like some good chemistry. He's okay to watch.
The thing is, I've heard the man talk when he's not being the Ryback. Okay, the man's got an incredible sense of humor. And the thing is, if they let the door open and let him have a little more rope, I think he could really do something special with his character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For what he is, though, for being Ryback the Terminator, which is who he was, that was his name in the Indies for the indie darlings out there that don't know. The character that he was being, which was a giant new version of Goldberg, Ziggler actually accented the character very much by being able to talk, being able to emote, by being able to have, the hot tag, and it seemed very realistic. I think they did make a good team together. But honestly, the first time I saw them in the ring, halfway through the match, I'm going, yeah, this is so over. I don't know who planned this. This is horrible. Who planned this? This is so bad. Who planned it? Is this Ryan again? Is he come back now? He just got rid of him. He's back already.
But back to AJ Jericho. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I pretty much saw that AJ was was going to just have an easy match, and Jericho takes losses. I mean, I love Jericho. I'm a Jericho fan, and I'd love to see him win, but obviously he's an enhancement talent, so he's good for taking losses, and he makes them look pretty good. That's why it's like Jericho and Big Show are enhancement talents. You won't see Big Show like really win that much. You won't see Jericho win that much, but hey, they could pull a good match.
And the thing about them being enhancement talents is things like Jericho and Big Show are constantly a threat. Mm-hmm. You never know when all of a sudden they're going to suddenly be thrust back into the title picture for whatever reason, and they can take your title. I mean, seriously. Mm-hmm. Even at his age right now, Big Show and Chris Jericho are two people you could not, I mean, unless it was my job, they were not people I didn't want to get in the ring with. That punch of the Big Show's is no joke. I've seen the man flip a car. You know, he is literally the heir apparent to Andre the Giant. And Jericho, when he says he's the best in the world at what he does, that's not blowing steam. That's as close to the truth as it gets. He's one of the top 25 wrestlers of all time, in my opinion.
One thing about Big Show I like is that I feel like if you can pull a good match out of Big Show, you're doing something right. And that's the thing that got me about Roman, was that right before Daniel Bryan came back and totally dumped on Roman's momentum, Roman had that feud with Big Show. A lot of us weren't really interested, but they started having good matches. And when you pull a good match out of Big Show nowadays, you're doing something good. Because when you don't, if you're not having a good match with Big Show, it shows. Man, it drags, it's sluggish, it's boring, the crowd starts chanting boring, or they start chanting fun stuff just to mess around. But, you know,
I don't know what you could be talking about. CM Punk. CM Punk.
So, when you pull a good match out of, Big Show, you're doing something right. And that's why I've kind of still been behind Roman, because I think he's got that talent. But, because he was able to do something good with Big Show. So, how about you, Michael? You're kind of the big AJ Styles fan.
I am a huge AJ Styles fan.
Yeah, I know. You were with us with Tim and me for the Royal Rumble. As soon as he showed up, you screamed the freaking ceiling off the roof.
So did I. I mean, I wasn't over here. I was at my place, but me and my girl, who's a big wrestling fan, we were watching on the network. And when AJ came out third, she watched me explode. Literally explosion, And that was just an amazing thing. Amazing that somebody so deserving has finally made his way here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I got into TNA just from watching AJ Styles, and I watched TNA till AJ Styles left. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tim and I are the new guys, so we came in around the time TNA was just Dixie Carter getting bubble bombed through a table.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So TNA is just nothing to us, but we're at least glad to see AJ in a good opportunity.
Yeah.
So, if we're good on that topic, the next match.
I want to hit a side topic while I've got everybody here.
Sure.
Everybody here, we know who AJ is. If you didn't know who he was, you've done your research on the internet, of course, and found out who he is and where he's been and everything that he's done. Mm-hmm. I want this panel's opinion of the WWE basically non-verbally banning the Styles Clash.
Yeah, I saw
what do you guys think of this?
I wondered for so long why he never did the move, and I didn't know why.
I think it's just as bad as when Vince McMahon banned the word Wade from Wade Barrett. And that's why they still refer to him as King Barrett. So just randomly getting rid of the Styles Clash,
what was the purpose in getting rid of this?
Well, the fact of the matter is there wasn't a real... it's not that they did it for no reason. They were a little apprehensive about bringing it in because the way the grip is, there's no contact protection to the face. Yeah. You're going to eat the canvas with your face, and it hurts a lot. A lot of people that have been hit with that said that it almost knocks them out. And then he had that second or third match, I forget which one it was, where he actually hit somebody with a Styles Clash. And it took them literally 5 minutes trying to get in position correctly. He had them up. They're sliding down his legs. Can't hold on. He's having to readjust himself. It looks awful. Mm-hmm. And then he finally hits the move, and I think he hit him and broke his nose. Mm-hmm. Or dislocated his nose or something. I don't know. And now all of a sudden AJ's getting the blame for the fact that this moron doesn't know how to take this move correctly. Mm-hmm. So that's why they're having him use the calf
crusher.
The calf crusher submission hold.
In my opinion, I can see that. I kind of got annoyed though. It's in my opinion, they banned the curb stomp. Seth Rollins' curb stomp, which already annoyed me. I mean, I understand why. There's all these concussion lawsuits, all this stigma about concussions being bad and stuff's coming out. People complain about concussions, so obviously they don't want the curb stomp, with a lot of the concussion talk. However, I still think all of this is kind of hypocritical in a sense because first off, Seth went from curb stomp to pedigree. You go from stomping a guy's face into the mat to sticking the guy's face in between your legs and slamming it into the mat. So, and then the Styles Clash, which is still slamming a guy's face into the mat, you're trying to make it look like you don't, you're trying to keep from concussions, but it's really not doing much. Because then the people get frustrated, and then you're taking someone's signature away. Like, I'm annoyed with poor Seth because the curb stomp was his thing. It was unique, in a sense, because not many people had done it in WWE. Outside the indies, I can't speak for, but in WWE, I've never really seen the curb stomp used like that. So it took away the uniqueness. Now, same with AJ Styles. The Styles Clash is his move, but they're taking it away from him because of all these concerns. I don't like it because it's taking away uniqueness. Something you recognize it by. That's one thing I like about finishers. They help you recognize a superstar because it's their signature. How they end the match. It's not just a move. So, we're going to move on?
Unless you got anything to add? Everybody good? Okay, let's see. What's next on our list?
Charlotte versus Natalya.
This is a match I did not expect at all.
I didn't know this was for the Divas title, but in the end, I just see this as a good time filler. If Charlotte and Natalya are given time, this will be a good match.
Now, I and everybody in this room agrees that the Divas division has taken a massive step forward.
Completely.
Since the quote-unquote Divas Revolution, okay? So much as it was. Since them moving Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky to the main roster, as well as the eventual move of my girl Bayley to the main roster, okay? That's really going to shake some stuff up and get Bayley up there. As it stands right now, I have nothing but respect for the women. They really have shown that they want this as bad as the men do. That being said, this is a pee break. Go enjoy it.
Yep.
I'm sorry to say it. As much as I respect Natalya with her skills, and as much as I respect Charlotte's coming in her own, this match was not given any heralding at all. It was added to the roster at the last minute to fill an open roster slot. This is a bathroom break. Everybody just get up, go to the bathroom, make you a sandwich, whatever you want to do. It'll be better use of your time.
See, and the thing is, I agree, but it makes it like at least one of maybe 2 or 3 pee. Well, this makes about like 3 pee break segments.
Hasn't Natalya ever been champion?
Who?
Natalya.
Yes.
She has?
Well, I think Beth Phoenix was too, wasn't she?
Yes.
I can never remember.
Yeah, but like, Charlotte. I mean, like Charlotte versus Natty is going to be good. The problem is there's just no build up. So even though it's going to be a really good match, no one's really hot for it. You know?
Okay.
And it's no different than a later match we're going to talk about here, and also the highlight reel. I mean, the highlight reel is just a time filler.
Yeah, that's literally whenever that is. Okay, guys, here comes Jericho. Everybody go pee, or everybody go make a sandwich, or eat popcorn.
I mean, I love Jericho and all, but obviously this ain't Raw, and there's no Shawn Michaels going through the Jeritron.
Right.
So
that was a moment.
Ooh man,
So
that made my face hurt.
Yeah, I mean, like, so there's really nothing going for this. I mean, even if we do go pee, we find out he throws AJ through the Jeritron.
Be like, oh well, I missed it, but my bladder's empty, so let's go on.
Well, I mean, at least I feel good about myself.
Yeah, I got something accomplished. That was something important.
Yeah. So poor Charlotte versus Natty, but bottom line is, it's going to be a good match, but we don't care about
no
it.
build up.
Yeah.
Charlotte's gonna win.
Now, a match I'm actually looking forward to, which is the Revival, also known as the Mechanics, versus Team Soft, Colin Cassidy and Enzo Amore. I am really hot for this match. I like both these teams. Both these teams are very, very good at the way they wrestle and what it is they do. Enzo and Cass are, of course, the mixed match hobbly job from New York who can entertain and then kick the crap out of you before you can blink. Whereas my boys, the Mechanics, the Revival, are the second coming of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. I love the way they wrestle. take no prisoners, beat the crap out of you. Then when it's over, we'll come back and do it again.
Yeah.
These two are going to have a phenomenal matchup here tonight. If I had to take a pick, if I had to pick a winner of this match, just because of my own selfish reasons, I pick Team Soft. Just because I want to see Enzo and Cass win the titles.
So, are the Revivals the current champions?
Yes.
Okay.
Dash and Dawson, yes.
Yeah, I don't know much about the match, to be honest with you, because I haven't been able to keep up with NXT. I just got the network back today. And,
That was a turd hitting ground for those of you at home.
if they
That's
heard
what,
that.
if you heard that.
But
If you didn't, I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
Well, I haven't been able to keep a job in like over a year. So now that I finally have a job, finally have the network, but I haven't been able to keep up with NXT because of that. So I didn't really know much about this match, but I'm gonna go in line with Soft because I do remember Soft. I do really like Soft. Thought they were entertaining, fun to watch, and everything. They're kind of like I think your friend Rick had said that they're like a New York version of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm fine with that because at least they're fun to watch. I mean, and they can actually wrestle. They're not actual Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Yeah.
Sorry, that was so bad. I'm sorry, that was a shot, and it was not intended to be dirty. It was just funny.
Sorry for all you Razor Ramon and Diesel fans.
Well, not really. At least Razor Ramon and Diesel knew how to wrestle.
Oh,
Yeah.
And that's my argument. Razor and Diesel knew how to wrestle. Somewhere along the line between the transfer over to WCW, it's like they cracked their brain out and forgot what they were doing.
Yeah, they probably cracked their brain out.
Well, either or, whatever.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to Soft, and I'm glad they got this match on the card because if we could start seeing more NXT matches, having like mixed brand, pay-per-views going on, I'm excited to see that.
Well, it's going to be interesting to set up because for those people that are NXT fans listening at home, they are aware that there's an NXT takeover in Dallas right before WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. So my question is, if they're willing to put an NXT match on, a little less than a month outside of WrestleMania, what does that hold for the NXT pay-per-view coming up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, that throws their tag team all up in the air. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, especially because the last few weeks there's been a lot of stuff going on at NXT. Mm-hmm. Samoa Joe just became the number one contender for Finn Balor's title. They'll face it at Dallas. My man, the greatest manager who ever lived, Austin Aries, just made his debut in NXT this week. Or last week, I should say. And he will face Corbin Burnson at NXT. Or Baron Corbin, excuse me, Corbin Burnson, the actor. Baron Corbin, the lone wolf at TakeOver Dallas. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff going on.
Which is interesting for me and Tim here because, again, we're still kind of on the news side. Granted, we've been watching for at least past 2 years. So we don't have like history with TNA. Never really watched a whole lot of ROH. And haven't really kept up with any indies. So seeing all these TNA guys who have all this history and all this build up, they're coming over, and everyone's like, "Yes, they're finally over," and we're just kind of, who?
Yeah, all I know about AJ.
I was still bummed out when James Storms went back to TNA.
They gave him more money. Of course he'd go back.
Not like he's.
They gave him more money and a better schedule.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about AJ besides him knowing that Michael's a big fan of AJ Styles.
Like I got into him in about 2008 when he was still TNA World Champion. I loved AJ Styles. I loved the beer money. Booker T was still there.
Beer money was good.
Yeah. And I didn't know of AJ Styles. He was the main guy I knew of because I found out like he was basically Hulk Hogan status without WWE. Which is actually, what? I'm not even gonna call that Hulk Hogan status.
Like
He was Sting status.
Sting status.
Did everything, became a big star, recognized face and name, but no WWE or WWF on his record. Just straight up him going to different places. So since AJ had that Sting status, I did kind of know of him. So
Yeah. The only thing that would make it more interesting right now, as far as AJ, is when he finally, which will it'll be a bit. I know it will be. But when he finally wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, that's when you debut his next opponent immediately.
And which opponent?
I would totally set this up. I would sign him to a contract where nobody knew he was signed. I would never mention it. I would never, do any advertisements. I would never do any figure work. I would never do any video game work with him. I'd never do anything with him until it was time for him to debut. And Michael would probably crap his pants and mark out like a little girl. Because AJ be standing there like at WrestleMania or some pay-per-view holding up the title. He just finally achieved his dream to be WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then the owner or the manager or whoever walks out and declares that tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, AJ Styles will defend that title against his next opponent. And out of the back would come the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
And I don't know.
You don't know
AJ's greatest rival and one of his best friends in life. The fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world today. And has been for quite a while. If you were to akin their rivalry / friendship, I'm going to say a name here that if we were working for a certain company would get me in trouble, but we don't, so kiss my butt.
No.
If you were to akin them to, I wasn't asking you. I don't want herpes.
Yeah, don't shake Tim's hand. You might get gonorrhea.
Oh, come on.
And if you farts, be careful. That might be Hep 2. You don't know.
Oh, God.
Brutal.
I'm
You're
sorry.
allowed to give you AIDS.
I took my anti-AIDS pill. I'm fine.
Okay.
If you akin it to the relationship, it's kind of like the relationship between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, where they would, who was the better technical wrestler. AJ and Chris had that for a long time. Who's best out of us? Who's best out of us? And it would go back and forth a lot between the two of them. Christopher Daniels is an amazing superstar.
Where is he now?
Is he still?
He's wrestling ROH.
Oh, thank God.
Him and his buddy. Him and his new best friend.
Oh.
Frankie Kazarian.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
I'm so glad they left too, man.
okay.
They did a tag team in TNA. Him and Kazarian did, and they called it Bad something.
Bad news something? Let me Google it.
Google it real quick.
All right.
Kazarian and Daniels. One of the things Daniels is most known for is he has pretty distinctive ring gear and everything. Comes out with a black hood and robe all the way down to his ankles, and he has an Ankh tattooed on his throat, and he wears really heavy black eyeliner, and his head's bald. Great. I mean, he does a moonsault that would literally, you think Kurt Angle's moonsault was nuts.
Best moonsault ever.
The BME, the best moonsault ever. He also does the Angel's Wings as his finisher, which is kind of like a strange version of Styles Clash. He double underhooks, but then he uses his arms to pick them up where their legs are vertical, and then he turns and he drops them on their face.
So,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's very interesting.
Gotta love fantasy booking.
Well, while our research is looking that up, let's go to the next match, which I'm showing as
This is a sleeper. No, not a sleeper. This is a snorefest right here.
the New Day versus Barrett and Sheamus.
For the
Book
tag
this.
titles.
I've already, out in my car right now because we're over at Sketch's place. Out in my car right now, I just instinctively grab my sign that says, "Who's booked this crap?"
We gotta get a picture of you with that sign. So yeah, this is a total.
We already know that.
I've actually got a double length sign.
Yeah.
It says, "The guy behind me can't see," and then on the side next to it, it said, "Oh wait, it's not AJ Styles. Who cares?"
So,
But with this match, I mean, seriously, I don't like the League of Nations. I mean, I like the wrestlers in it, but I don't like the stable within the thing. I love the New Day. Sketchlight loves New Day. Michael loves New Day. I'm sure you really love the New Day.
We all
I'm
love
sure.
New Day.
I wish we could all get our own shirts of New Day. I'd get the unicorn horns, and I want to get a Francesca 3.0 trombone.
Bad influence. That was their.
Bad
That's a
There you
good
go, there you
influence for me to play.
Research for those at home in the background. Research department just scored the name of the tag team between Kazarian and Daniels is called Bad Influence.
They were funny. I give them that.
But it's. I mean, we've stuck with New Day ever since they came out, and there was a whole spiel that they, New Day sucks crap. But we love New Day. Yeah. But League of Nations, I honestly probably will see New Day somehow coming out on top in the end.
This is
They're
the most
good.
boring
They're good.
stable I have ever seen in wrestling.
It's
What,
probably
the League of Nations?
Yes.
You know, I'll vouch for Tim. We've loved New Day since day one. Because they were more like gospel at the time, and then they kind of slowed. People were like, "New Day sucks," and we're like, "Why? New Day is still great." Then all of a sudden, they boosted in popularity because they started running their mouths, and we were like, "See, New Day still is great."
Yeah.
So,
and then I watch Up, Down, Down, and New Day just kind of continues over there, and it's just so amazing. And then they also add in the Social Outcasts with their challenges. It's just, it's the best thing ever. Go watch Xavier.
Was it Slater or Axel that ran like the other group?
Social Outcasts?
Yeah, they run because like they did a basketball thing. It was like team up, down, down versus like team game time or something like that.
That was Slater, I think.
Yeah, so
Was Slater?
that's
Yeah.
Well, one of my funniest videos that they both did was the ice cream in the face challenge, where you put your face in that thing, where you have ice cream on with the little, I don't know, what the little catapult thing, and you twist the thingy, and it splits in your face. Whatever.
I farted and ran him off. For those of you at home, Michael disappeared. And it was strangely right after I farted in the couch. I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
But like,
I'd like to think it did.
But like, Xavier is funny. Go watch his stuff.
What's the thing about the League of Nations though is that like I'm getting so sick of all these stables, League of Nations, Social. I kind of blame the New Day because it took 3 guys that all have talent in their own right, that were just floundering around. Yeah. They go to New Day, now all of a sudden they're just exploding popularity. So I feel like they're doing it with all these other guys, but I don't like Social Outcasts. I don't like the League of Nations.
I like Social Outcasts. I mean, they're kind of funny for what they do. I mean, I don't think it'll ever be on the caliber of the New Day, but I kind of find the Social Outcasts funny because some of the stuff they just do is kind of those what kind of funny.
The whole point of the Social Outcasts, honestly, is you've got Heath Slater, who's actually like a legitimate good wrestler. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've seen the man live before he officially debuted here in Jacksonville, Florida, at a Raw taping or a Raw live. He was in a dark match, came on about 40 minutes before the show started. Mm-hmm. Looked amazing. I was impressed because I remember telling my friends at the time, "We're going to see more of this kid. I don't know who he is or where he came from because I've never heard of him before, but we're going to see more of this kid." Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you got Bo Dallas. As much as I want to hate Bo Dallas, I can't because he's too stupid.
It's a mystery.
I believe in Bo Dallas.
I believe in Bo Dallas.
I believe too.
And I love Bo Dallas as a heel. And I'm so mad that they keep making him comedy, dits because like he was so good in NXT. It's like you could keep the comedy but make him a legit heel.
Yeah.
But they don't, and like they keep letting him flounder. This makes me mad.
This is Vince. I think honestly, Vince has been crapping on anything NXT almost since the beginning. I mean, and the latest straw was, and I think everybody in here will agree with me, the latest straw that actually shows that's true is what is happening to Tyler Breeze.
Absolutely. Yes. They killed him.
He's like one of my favorite NXT wrestlers next to him, Sami Zayn. And it's like,
I love Tyler. I absolutely love what he does.
I love his style.
It's a refreshing thing.
Yeah.
It's, it's so awesome to see him do it, to see the confidence he has in it because he knows it'll get over. And yet, Vince just continues to squash him, continues to squash him. It's getting old.
I mean, he debuted against Ziggler, and I just thought
it's getting ridiculous.
I thought it was going to go somewhere with him.
Yeah, for him to debut against Ziggler, who was doing almost that same exact character, when he started, and now Tyler's doing it, I thought was amazing. And they just squashed it flat, completely squashed it flat. Yeah. And it was just none.
I always felt like if Shawn Michaels could ever have one last match, they need like a match for like the whole show, because you got to have like a fatal 4-way between Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler, Miz, and Tyler Breeze, because they're all the same dadgum character. They all do the same thing, no matter what little touches they do. Shawn Michaels is the conceited, all about him heel. Miz is like the Hollywood star, all about him. Tyler Breeze is like the selfie king, and then Ziggler is basically the beach punk who's it's all about him.
Yeah.
They're all the same character, just with their own little twists on them. It's like, you might as well just put them all in a fatal 4-way.
That's a lot of ego going into one match.
Yeah, call it the biggest ego match and have Vince McMahon as the special guest referee.
That will explode.
Boom! Good lord.
Who's going to be the special referee?
Vince McMahon. Oh. Yeah, all that ego in one match. Let's see who super kick finally explodes the roof off the stadium.
I bet it's Ziggler.
Well, you're a Ziggler fan. That's why you're saying it. When Shawn... I want to see how many guys would start tuning
You know what
up
I want to see? Since Ziggler's been doing the sweet chin music, I want them both to be tuning up the music, and they all go kick and kind of clashes, and they make make the ring explode. That'd be insane.
It'd be funny. They all tune up the music. Tune up the band, I think
Tune
it
up
is.
the band, yeah.
And then they go for that super kick, and then they just do something where the ring immediately just flops and the lights start cutting out.
That would be so funny.
That would be funny, and then you just see Vince just what just
It's
happened.
He's doing his iconic surprised face.
Yeah, what is that? What is that? Here, we need to get your surprise place, Vince. Turn around, bend over, and stick your thumb up your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But we've talked about that before. I really, would like that to happen. But I don't think Shawn Michaels would be up for it.
Well, yeah, Shawn Michaels doesn't want to do anything. He has to have a legit reason, and, he doesn't have a legit reason. So, but irregardless, in the League of Nations is boring. The reason it's boring is because, number one, it's all Sheamus. The League of Nations could be best described as Sheamus and Friends. Because Sheamus does all the talking, and then Barrett just stands there and smiles. Rusev just sits there and grunts, and then Del Rio starts spouting gibberish that we can't understand because I don't speak Spanish.
I don't like Del Rio.
No one likes
Del
Rio.
No, a lot of people love Del Rio. Remember his final match before he left? People were saying, please don't go.
I loved his character before with his cars and his white scarf. And
Yes.
I wish he would let him go back to doing that.
Yes, the Mexican aristocrat. Yes, please go back to that.
I wouldn't mind that. I've never really liked Del Rio as his wrestling ability is fine, but I just don't care for him. He's never really interested me. Yeah. So when he came back and took out Cena for the title, I was like, why?
Yeah.
Of all the people you could have come back to take the title, you go with Del Rio.
We all wanted Kurt Angle.
Dude, we still want Kurt Angle. And to be honest, I'm glad that as much as I love Adam Rose, I'm glad the bunny thing faltered out because I think it was you Adam, you told me about the idea that they were going to have Angle be the bunny.
Yeah.
And he was going to put Adam in the Angle lock, and then it was like, yeah, it's Angle. Angle was the bunny. It's true.
No, but that's all over. But
I miss Adam Rose's party gimmick.
I do too. I thought that was an awesome gimmick. And,
I did too.
And they just, again, destroyed it because they didn't understand it, I think, honestly, is what basically happened.
I think
I figured they were going to do something at WrestleMania, as soon as he gets thrown out, the crowd catches him and throws him back in.
Well, they were going to try to recreate, honestly, the whole thing that happened years ago in ECW in a match involving Spike Dudley and Bam Bam Bigelow. Okay, everyone knows Bam Bam Bigelow, about 6'6", 6'7", about 340 pounds, former, bounty hunter turned pro wrestler, Bam Bam Bigelow. And here's Spike Dudley, 5'6", 6'7", 180 pounds, maybe. Bam Bam picks him up over his head and throws him over the guardrail into the audience. The audience catches him. And then body surfs him completely around the arena. Seriously, Spike's just laying there like this, and you see him just his body just moves all around the arena. And because it's ECW, there's no count out. So Spike got the rest that whole time and didn't count it out.
And I'm glad. I missed the Adam Rose party gimmick. I didn't care for the bunny thing. I thought that was dumb. But
it was them trying to save the gimmick by doing something they thought was funny.
And I think the final straw for Vince or whatever was that documentary that came out that wasn't WWE made.
The ESPN one.
Yeah, and it showed Adam Rose's backstory, history, and showing like all the stuff he did to get where he is. And I think that kind of made WWE mad that like that documentary practically made him a big star, and he didn't have to do anything in the company. Because now people want a main event turn out, main event run for him.
He's such an underdog in he's such an underdog in.
Oh my God! Someone died. Something died.
He's an underdog, and Vince McMahon was probably upset. He said, "I'm going to take him out," and Iron Rose is never used again.
Then it was an underdog in your butt.
Yeah, you're about taking us out now.
Good God!
Be the Tim podcast because all you guys are ugly.
This is a Tim podcast. All you had to do was fart. Now we're going to a different podcast.
Oh wow!
Man, I wish we actually knew someone with a podcast. We'd just go show up at their podcast and be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?"
We got farted out of our own podcast. We're taking over yours.
Yeah, so this is not
This is no longer the Pretty Pony podcast. This is a wrestling podcast now.
I'm so glad I don't know of any podcasts like that.
What's next on
Me,
the card?
Michael, Jeremy, let's go make it happen.
Anyway, next on the card, Lesnar versus Wyatt.
Lesnar. No, I don't know.
That's on the
Do
card.
we have to talk about this? I do not want
We
to
have
talk
to.
Why not on the card, bro?
My problem is I feel like this is such a throwaway match that should have been a big deal. I wanted to see Wyatt versus Lesnar.
Well, it's not even that it's a big deal. It pisses me off that this match, depending on what happens, could literally kill Bray Wyatt's career if this isn't done right. If this isn't done right, this could destroy Bray Wyatt's gimmick, destroy the whole thing, and it's like they don't care.
My biggest problem is this is a complete lose-lose situation. If you have Lesnar lose, he looks weak going in against Dean. You have Wyatt lose, then Wyatt just looks like a joke. And then there's really no way to do... There's honestly the only way I could see this happening is if Wyatt goes for the Sister Abigail or something, and I don't know, say let me think. Either he goes for the Sister Abigail and then Dean or someone starts coming in and attacks Bray, which DQs Bray.
But Dean wouldn't attack Bray because Dean's got his own crap going on against Hunter.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so it'd have to be Roman.
But I don't see the point because Roman's got his own crap going up against Hunter. But I can see Dean because he's also got the match with Brock, so I could see Dean trying to attack maybe Brock. But then Brock dodges and it hits Bray, so then Brock gets DQ'd.
Yeah.
So then Bray wins by technicality, but then Brock is now lost, and now he's ready to go after Dean. And I could see Brock going crazy, getting mad, and destroying things. And then what I'd love to see is Brock to start destroying things, and then Wyatt sits in the middle of the ring on his knees with his hands out while Brock is destroying stuff. I would actually think that'd be funny and almost kind of effective.
For a long while, man, I actually thought that with Dean's mental state, that he was going to become a thrall for Bray Wyatt. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Dean's about as nuts as it gets.
Yeah.
And the last person we saw that was as manipulative as Bray Wyatt, as far as mentally goes, was shout out to 90s children, Waylon Mercy. Anybody out there know Waylon Mercy?
Nope.
10 points to you. Anybody out there want to look him up and see how killer cool he was? Yeah, Waylon Mercy was a crap. Dude, you need to go look. Use YouTube. Go look him up. He's actually a wrestler named Dangerous Dan Spivey. And he had just made his debut in the WWE. And this character, Waylon Mercy, is actually the character Bray Wyatt. It's the same exact character. Okay? So, with Dean not having any mental direction other than I'm going to whoop the crap out of you, blah, 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 I thought that Bray would be able to give him that mental direction. Yeah. And in turn, mental stability. I thought it'd be interesting. If Dean Ambrose were to join the Wyatt family.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, it would. I think so.
Yeah.
And once again, you talk about taking one of the wild-eyed, holy crap, there it is, members of the WWE, and he joins the Wyatt family. all that does is make the Wyatt family that much more unstoppable.
See, if Dean Ambrose ever doing that Wyatt and all I see him is that he doesn't come out with them, but like if they ever needed him, they're gonna call on Brother Dean and like Sister Abigail. They call him Brother Dean, and when Dean is able to come out, he like comes out of a cage. They lock him into a cage, and when he comes out the cage, he's like the Tasmanian devil. He just comes and just like destroys everything.
They actually did that years ago in ECW with a guy you might have heard of. His name was Sabu.
Yes, Sabu.
Yes.
They had him chained with a logging chain to like a medical, like a gurney.
Yeah.
And they had this Hannibal Lecter mask on his face. And then when it was time for him to go kill somebody, they took the mask off his face and unlocked the chains, and he just went right in the ring and started whooping the crap out of whoever it was. And then they would let him wear himself out, and then they'd drag his body back out of the ring, chain him back up to the table, put the mask back on him, and wheel him back into the back.
Yeah. In my opinion, I thought Dean should have came out over the Wyatt family when they had that feud, because when they had the feud, it was so good when it started out. The way, like, Bray and Dean's back and forth was just so good. But then, like, the feud faded because then they wanted to focus Bray on Taker, and it's like, that's fine, but they should have given us a better climax. You know, and having Bray win would have been fine as, like, overcome to have, like, Dean be shrouded. I mean, I guess that's fine, but at that point, then Dean probably would have had to have become, like, a Wyatt family member, you know, and then, which would have, I think, would have been fine going into the Taker match, because then if they had Dean turn on Bray, which would have caused Taker to beat Bray, I would have accepted that as Taker winning, rather than Taker just winning clean.
Yeah.
You know, because then if you'd set up, like, Bray versus Dean part 2, Taker wins, so the streak isn't that bad, you know, isn't that crap of a thing. You know, Bray feuds with Dean, and they can end it at SummerSlam, and Dean comes out on top. You know, that probably would have been better storytelling than, you know, oh, well, the feud just ended, so now Bray's got to go lose to Taker.
Yeah.
Because that's basically how it came out.
But
Alright.
It's a shame.
Final match on the card.
Yes, the main event. We have
Triple H versus the Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
We all want Dean to win, but
I would give anything for Dean to win this match.
Yes.
we all want Dean.
I think we all sit here, everybody wants there to be a change of freaking pace here for once.
You know what I want? Or no, not what I want. Know what I think they could do? I think they might swerve the IWC so hard. They'll have Dean win. But instead of like doing like what they did against Seth, where the ref just changes it, Dean, you know, Triple H ignites his rematch clause, and then that night on Raw he beats him, and he can do it like through bullcrap. Like I don't care what happens. Like, you know, Dean gets hit in the face with a sledgehammer or whatever, and then Tripp takes the title belt back off. You know, and they can use it as motivation for Lesnar. But I would like that would be a fun swerve. It would piss a lot of people off, but I think it'd be funny. You know, so.
Well, we're all looking forward to something.
It is going to be a good match.
I mean, for the love of it all, Vince, would you give us something?
I want to see them. Yeah. I want to see them like come out and say it's a no DQ match.
Gene Smith.
What? That's the only way.
No DQ.
I think that would just they've done it before, but like
Yeah, they have, as a matter of fact.
you know, so it's like I would like to see that Triple H Dean becomes a no DQ match. Now you got Triple H using a sledgehammer, you know, Dean using whatever he could find, you know, just all that stuff, tables being broken, barricades being slammed over, you know, blood, all that stuff. You know, the only thing is it makes things worse for Roman because then Triple H will most likely win. And so that means Roman's going to face Triple H at WrestleMania.
But doesn't that seem like it works out worse for anybody who's watching the match, though?
What do you mean?
Like, because, like, everybody wants Dean to be champion, but, like, if Dean loses, I mean, you can go into WrestleMania still with this pro, but, like, nobody's going to want Roman to win. It's just going to be worse for him.
Well, see, in my opinion, I think that they need to have Roman, like, come back to Raw, like, they need to have, like, him come back to Raw, Roman come back to Raw after Roadblock. Because, like, Roman's got to come back, and he needs to start taking beatings, because if they literally just give all the crap to Dean, and then Roman just shows up like the last week before WrestleMania, and then just cuts a promo and then goes to win the title, I'm still gonna feel like he doesn't deserve it. And I like Roman. You know, I think Roman should be at least the title. Or I'm fine with Roman replacing Cena. so many people keep complaining about him being Cena 0.2 or 2.0, but like I don't see that being an issue because at least I'll take Roman over Cena.
They're just drawing like a lot of attention to Triple H and like Dean right now, and I don't want it to be like the same thing like when The Miz was gonna verse John Cena at WrestleMania, and then like everybody's so focused on him and The Rock, like everybody forgets, oh yeah, The Miz is in this match.
Mm-hmm. So, either way, we know that Triple H is some way somehow gonna retain the title.
Either that or Triple H is 14-time World Heavyweight Champion, correct?
Yep.
Okay. What if he loses tonight and wins the title back on Monday night just to pad his championship reigns?
Mm-hmm.
So that he will eventually tie Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be something.
We'll see. That's interesting to say, but I always wondered that about Cena. It's like, are we going to see him be the champion and then tie Flair for 16 titles?
No, I always thought it would be Tripp. I never thought it would be Cena.
I did too.
Well, I mean, like, I can see why, but at the same time, I see Cena more only because, like, Vince. Love Triple H, but Vince still wants things to be his show. If you've seen, like, dirt sheet reports, he's getting upset that people say, I don't like that, people say I'm out of touch. So.
He is out of touch. Sorry. Old fart.
Well, they've been talking.
By the way, do you want to know how out of touch Vince McMahon is? Do you want to know how out of touch Vince McMahon is?
Oh.
I'll tell you how out of touch Vince McMahon is. We're all sitting here.
Yeah.
We're talking over this. We're talking about this, and we're getting ready to go to talk about WrestleMania after this.
Yep.
Okay? Just out of curiosity, I pulled out my smartphone while we're all sitting here, and I pulled up the Wikipedia page for NXT TakeOver Dallas, which will take place on the 1st of April, which is the Saturday before WrestleMania.
Right.
Okay? Here are the matches that are listed. There are 6 of them that are already listed for TakeOver Dallas. Now you tell me, which one do you think screws the pooch on one of the things we talked about? Match 1, Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin. Match 2, The Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, champion, versus American Alpha for the NXT Tag Team Championships.
Oh my god.
Are you freaking serious? What is that noise? Do you guys hear that? It's the same sound Vince McMahon hears every time he goes to make a wrestling decision.
But you know what the crowd wants, Vince.
Hear it? Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun.
What?
Freaking moron. And then you've got Apollo Crews versus Elias Sampson. Nobody cares.
God, these have some weird names.
This is one I would do, and I would watch right here.
What's that?
Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Mr. Nakamura is about to debut in NXT. That's a big deal. Bayley versus Asuka for the NXT Women's title. And Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship.
I love Samoa Joe.
Wonder when Hideo Itami will come back.
When he's not hurt no more.
Man, he sure has been hurt a long time. What did he do?
I don't know. All I know is it's about like Tyson kids and Cesaro's. They said as soon as they got in there and started digging around, holy crap, it was so bad. You don't even know how bad it was.
Maybe Cesaro will come back soon.
Cesaro said he's about another 6 months away.
Tyson's
got a lot longer than that to go.
If he
Monday
can actually be
come back.
cleared. Tyson's actually at risk of, retiring all because of a freak accident. So, I don't know.
We gonna end it at this?
No, because the main thing is about the podcast is WrestleMania.
Oh,
Roadblock is the night of this recording, so by the time I get this edited and uploaded, Roadblock would have passed. All the results would have been said, and a lot of this will basically be like.
Anyway. So we run into WrestleMania, which is what we're here to talk about.
All right, let's do
So we don't have a set card.
Actually, I've got 4 matches showing as set.
Really?
Yes, I did. Okay, match 4, which I do agree that this match is set. Triple threat match for the Divas Championship. Charlotte versus Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was coming.
I'm rooting for Becky.
I want to take a moment just for this because Wes said that we wouldn't have a Divas Championship match at WrestleMania. I am so happy for this match.
To be honest, I'm glad I'm wrong because it seems like think about it, last Divas title match we had on WrestleMania, for the title, was an open challenge by Vicky Guerrero, and then ever since then it's been nothing but either battle royales or just tag team matches. Like even last year, WrestleMania 31, what was the Divas match? It was the Bella Twins versus Paige, and look where that went. Nowhere, because then AJ left.
It's a pointless match.
So yeah, and now they're actually having a Divas title. In my opinion, every title should be on the line at WrestleMania. I don't care if it's US, Intercontinental, Divas, Tag, World Heavyweight. All titles should be on the line.
Or WWE's Best Urinator, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
all the titles should be on the line.
Yeah,
Have a referee in the bathroom going, all right, go.
So I mean, even though there's Night of Champions, which is a thing.
Is that still going?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't seen a picture for that.
Which gets me because the gimmick of Night of Champions is that every title's on the line. It's like that should be WrestleMania.
I mean, that would make sense.
Every title should be on the line because WrestleMania is called the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Well, honestly, dude, you got to remember back WrestleMania 1, the main event didn't even involve the title.
Yeah, but that's WrestleMania 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't have to involve a title to be interested in the match. The match build-up's good enough.
I mean, there were rumors about the main event this year was going to be The Rock versus Triple H. Remember that?
Yeah, well, I don't mind there being matches that aren't about a title, but I think if there is going to be a champion, they should put their title on the line. I didn't mean that every match and only.
How would
every
you feel
match
if you
is
went to a
title.
WrestleMania and the WWE Championship wasn't even on the line?
I think
Oh,
nowadays.
it's already PO'd.
Yeah, I think nowadays that just kind of takes away because it's the title matters.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can have dream matches out there like Rock versus Hogan, Rock versus Cena, stuff like that that should go on at the end of the card. But I still think if there is a title, it should be on the line.
I mean, the last one main event we had when there wasn't a title at stake was when Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, the retirement match.
Well, that was also a triple main event though. True. There were 3 different main events that night.
I hate that selling. Triple main events, really.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back on topic.
So the Divas match.
Charlotte versus Becky versus Sasha.
I'm rooting for Becky, but I kind of have a feeling that Sasha will probably win.
I really want Sasha Banks.
I think Sasha's the best chance.
Yeah, so I agree with. I'm pulling for Sasha.
Which, not to take away from Becky. Becky's amazing.
Yeah,
we all love Becky, but
I love Becky.
To be honest, we all
keep your weird fantasies to yourself, okay, boyo?
We love the boss. She's just
I keep that in my cubbies.
I mean, even though Sasha's ratchet,
No, she.
No, Naomi is.
No, she's
No,
not.
yes, I agree that Naomi is definitely ratchet. Yes.
Poor Uso. But yeah, I'm going with Sasha because honestly, she stands up to Charlotte a bit better. Yeah. I mean, I like Becky, but
which is funny because Sasha is short.
Yeah, and Charlotte is tall.
So Charlotte's huge.
It's such a great contrast.
I'm kind of disappointed because I did want kind of have Paige in it too, kind of like a 4-way match. But
they've been squandering Paige. I wonder what the heck Paige.
Yeah, I just wonder what
Paige has made somebody mad, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Has she been doing something off screen?
Yeah,
I haven't seen her on
kinda.
TV.
That's what it seems to be.
It seems to involve something involving her boyfriend and Total Divas, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh, are they still
because I can't confirm or deny what it actually is. All I've heard are rumors.
That makes sense. Poor Paige. We love Paige.
I love Paige.
She's just been kicked out of the card. So either way, bottom line, Sasha or close Charlotte win.
Definitely.
Yeah, Sasha, totally.
Yeah.
You're still gonna pull for Becky because we know you.
Okay.
All of us pretty much agree that Charlotte's time is pretty much over.
For
At
now.
least for now.
Yeah, for now.
I think it's fine for her to give title, but she's still good and legitimate.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, I do want to see her have some more Diva title runs.
I just hope that if they ever have a match on the match rule or something, they need to ban Ric Flair out of the ring.
I am tired of
So either that.
Okay, let me counter that with an argument for this panel. If they did that, then that would mean they would have to bar Kofi Kingston from the ringside as well.
Yeah.
Who?
Kofi.
Why Kofi?
He's doing the same thing Flair's doing, helping him win.
Oh, I was thinking what they could do is have a bunch of legends show up and give Flair for Charlotte, Foley for Becky, and then I don't know, put Booker T with Sasha.
That's a stereotype.
Dude, that is racist. You are racist. That is wrong.
I'm not the first one to make it racist.
Is it really that racist? I mean,
Yes, it's racist. It should at least be Jimmy Snuka.
But I would expect.
Come on, man. At least I got him lighter.
Oh boy.
I mean, jeez. Then what's next? A junkyard dog?
No, because you don't want to do the stereotyping of her on her 4 knees barking.
Oh God. That's
Let's
just
move
suggesting.
You did it.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Okay, that was wrong. Okay, next match is Ambrose versus Lesnar, accompanied by Paul Heyman, which is a no-holds-barred street fight.
I love
gonna be so much
freaking
This
Ambrose.
is going to be messed up. There's going to be blood everywhere.
Dean's gonna be destroyed, and he's probably gonna lose, but he's gonna lose in such a great fashion.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually going with Dean for this matchup. As much as I love Brock Lesnar, as much as I, truly believe everything that Heyman says about this cat, which is he is a once-in-a-lifetime athletic attraction. There's nothing on earth like Brock Lesnar. I truly believe that this is a chance when Dean can let his insanity show off and find a way to knock the cat completely out.
Yeah.
Because Dean's hardcore, and
Yeah, Dean's nuts.
Yeah.
If anybody can do it, I would say Dean would have a better chance than anybody to pull this off.
I wish we could see Dean in House of Hardcore because he would truly shine in something like that.
He sure
In that kind of environment, the ECW arena with no rules and all that stuff. That's Dean's environment right there.
Yeah.
That's why he and Seth were able to have such good matches, like at Hell in a Cell when they had the Dean versus Seth. It was such a good match. I just didn't care for the ending when they had Wyatt show up out of nowhere, which was a good feud at first, but like
Which pay-per-view was this?
Hell in a Cell.
That was a fun match, but yeah, Bray Wyatt was out of nowhere.
I will say, watching it like from a stream was confusing because all I know is the thing went black. I was like, "What? My stream get cut? What happened?" And then I keep listening and I start hearing some audience chatter, and then finally Bray shows. I was like, "Oh, okay, my stream did cut. Bray Wyatt, why is he here?" Either way, Dean's really gonna benefit from this, and hopefully that shows creative, who's who.
Yeah.
And we'll see what
Love
happens.
of God. Make Dean the man already.
I mean, what do you need to do? Like, I think he needs to hold his hand out and start asking for beers and start slathering them all over his face. Yeah.
He'd probably do it.
He probably would, but it would get him attention.
Yeah.
Who does he think he is? Stone Cold? Well, he's about as good.
Oh, it's working, isn't it? Okay, next we have Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. And if Shane wins, he gains control of Monday Night Raw.
Considering that I thought it was going to be Braun Strowman that was going to versus The Undertaker, I didn't even want to see this match at all. But then to hear that Shane O'Mac is going to be versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match.
Now I really want to see it.
Yeah, I really want to see this match.
There's multiple outcomes that you can think of.
I want to see this match not for the reason a lot of people think. A lot of people think, watch a tiny little midget McMahon get his butt squashed. No, I actually think that Shane McMahon has an actual legitimate chance to win this match. And it not look bad. And not look like, oh, look, he's got 25 people helping him beat up The Undertaker. Shane, out of every McMahon that I know that has wrestled in the ring, is more willing than anybody to put his body on the line.
Because he has
this.
insurance.
Okay?
I mean, did you see his matches with Kane?
She's matching. If you get a chance, go look it up at King of the Ring.
Oh my God.
2001, I think it was. Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle.
Isn't that the one where you jumped off like the 30-foot thing?
No, this is the one where
this is where
Kurt kept trying to belly overhead suplex him through these glass panels and they wouldn't break.
Oh, I saw that.
So Shane kept telling him to keep doing it until they broke, and he had to go through like 4 of them. So literally, it was thud. Pick him up, thud. Pick him up, psh. And then you almost swear you hear Shane going, do it again. So they go to the next one. Thud. Do it again.
Yeah, I had a feeling Shane would be able to hold his ground, but I still think they're going to have someone interfere.
Which I want to be Sting. Which I really hope it's
No,
Sting.
it won't be Sting.
I think it's going to be Cena.
No, it won't be Sting. I can tell you that right now.
I know it won't be Sting, but I think it's going to be Cena because Vince is dead set on having Taker versus Cena at some point. So I think it's going to be Cena.
It depends on how this recovery from surgery is going.
I don't think Cena has to do much. I mean, all I think he's going to do is show up, punch Taker a few times, attitude adjust him, and then let Shane get the pin.
The problem is that surgery was on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, which shoulder is the shoulder he's going to be holding all this weight on?
I think the way they can do it, we'll just put him on the other shoulder, and all he has to do is do a quick attitude adjustment, and he's gone. Not too much, not too little, and then let Shane get the pin, and Cena's there, and then next thing you know, Cena and Taker start talking on Raw the next night or whatever.
See, what I wish for it would happen, my thought would be that Shane loses, but they cause a brand expansion, a brand split, and Shane takes over SmackDown.
Which I want.
I would think that, but I don't know if that'll happen. But I think.
Well, I think it's either like Shane wins and he takes over SmackDown, or Raw, or if he loses.
Well, my fantasy booking is how it'll go. Is obviously the interference happens, so Shane wins. So when Shane takes over Raw, I think Vince will have like the clever idea to say, "You asked for control of Monday Night Raw. Well, we still have SmackDown, so we're going to take over SmackDown." And what happens is, what I see is that Vince then takes over SmackDown and basically makes Stephanie his general manager, whereas then he appoints Triple H as the general manager of Raw because Triple H can't work Tuesdays. And basically leading to where Raw and SmackDown both collapse because Vince and Steph are bad at running things, and then Shane and Triple H hate each other so much, Raw can't function. And that'll basically just be the storyline for a bit until eventually they just match everything back and everything kind of quote-unquote goes back to normal. And I think that's probably what will happen, but it may not. I mean, it's just fantasy booking, so we'll just have to see what
There's one match you didn't say for the WrestleMania card. Was that the last match you said?
Was it? No.
What was that?
Triple H and Roman Reigns.
Oh.
Was that the one you were going to point out?
No.
But you
going to talk about... Well, let's talk about this one first.
Triple H versus Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
I don't want to say this
Roman
match.
Reigns. Right now, it's technically set. The idea is that it's supposed to be up in the air because Dean could beat Triple H, but we don't think, even if he does, we don't think he's going to keep it.
No.
So Triple H versus Roman, this is a match I think will be fine.
I honestly don't want to see this match.
People don't want to. I think it could be fine if they do some decent build up after Roadblock. If Roman takes a bunch of beatings, and starts fighting against Triple H, and they get brutal, and they start doing stuff, and they start throwing... If they let Roman get the crap beaten out of him, I'll be fine with it. But if they let Roman keep napping, basically like what happened at the Royal Rumble, then no. I would rather Triple H just win again. And as much as I don't want Triple H to be champion, even though I'm a big Triple H fan, I don't want... it's kind of lose-lose if they don't build it up properly.
Well, I like Roman too, but it's just... I don't want to see him in a main event right now. I just don't. I don't feel like he's ready.
Well, in my opinion, I don't think John Cena was all that ready when they made him. I don't think John Cena was all that ready when they put him in the main event. Because John Cena now is 10 times better than how he was back in when he faced JBL. Cena is way better now and way more entertaining to watch, even with guys that aren't of the best of
But
talent.
he's still John Cena, man. He's still freaking super dude.
Yeah.
Can't beat him to save your butt when it counts.
It's just like Roman Reigns just... Every time I see Roman Reigns, I just think, this is the Shield. This is the Shield. This is the Shield. Without Dean Ambrose and without Seth Rollins. It's just... Just let him be himself. Let him make an identity.
They need to give him his own theme song and need to let him, make his own uniform. They need to take the Shield uniform off, the Shield music... and just let him be himself with a new outfit, new theme, and a better entrance.
I'm just sick of just Vince just shoving Roman Reigns down everybody's throat. This is what you want. This is what you want.
Like he did with John Cena. Just like he did with John Cena.
And that's why everybody hates John Cena.
Not everybody.
Well, not everybody.
He's got the 11 and under demographic nailed.
And your friend Ricky.
Yeah, my friend Ricky. Yeah. We need to start on that, Ricky.
It's just gonna keep
What were you saying about what Roman needs to do?
He needs to come out one day, and he needs to come out with his brand new gimmick, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's come out with his hair all not, wetted down, just let it go out, and a pair of flowery shorts, and he needs to stand there with his cousins and start going, "They don't know, got to go, they won't, don't."
Don't even get me started on the Usos.
I
cannot stand
And you call me racist.
That wasn't racist, those were his cousins.
Whatever.
I'd probably shoot Wesley and say, "I'm done with this," and walk out there and make a sandwich.
I don't see the point in shooting me over that, but
Don't blame Weslly for the Usos.
I would be doing
That's racist. I'm blame Wesley for the Usos.
But I'd be doing it good for shooting him.
I'll blame Vince for the Usos because it's the same
So-
thing.
so-
You're shoving
so-
us down his throat, and now I'm sick of the Usos.
so if I shoot you, will the League of Nations go away?
Yes.
Make
And
it
I'm
happen.
shooting you.
Make it happen.
No, please don't shoot me.
Hey, what is it? What is it? Make it so. Make it so.
But like I said, if they stop shoving him down his throat, if they let him get his own personality, I would like Roman so much more. But for now, I don't want to see him versus Triple H at
He's
WrestleMania.
kind of like a
I
stale
want
cookie.
Dean's at WrestleMania versus Triple H.
He's kind of a stale cookie to me because it's like you get a stale cookie. It's kind of like it's stale, but
It's kind of good, but like the texture of it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
Because it's not bad, it's just...
He's too crunchy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily mind that about him though, because I like his wrestling style. It's blunt, it's no holds barred, it's take no prisoners. It's simple, yes, but I don't necessarily mind that when it's done right. Still have fun with it. It's just like.
But problem with him is the same problem I've had with Cena for years. I can gauge when his match is about to end by what moves he's doing. Every single time.
The 5 moves of doom.
Yeah. It's like he's got his own group of moves that suddenly pop out when the match is about to end.
Didn't he almost get sued for like using the name Superman Punch?
Yeah, I think they were close to having issues with WB because of, Superman.
No, they wouldn't have done that. That'd be DC, dude. DC owns Superman.
They could probably...
Well, yeah, but I think WB owns, DC.
No.
WB owns DC?
No.
I
didn't think they had that money.
No. No way.
When I saw it, you think they didn't? Wait.
No, WB and DC have a deal worked out where they're making DC themed shows, just like how Marvel is now owned by Disney.
Fun fact: WB nor DC sued WWE for usage of the name Superman for Roman Reigns' move, the Superman Punch. A website called Satira Tribune, which posts satire articles all around fake and joke material, had ran a small little article back in December of last year, or 2015, saying that WB was suing WWE for usage of Superman, while DC stayed uninvolved. That did not happen at any point, so if you're curious about it, want to Google it, don't bother. It doesn't mean anything. There's no other sources, just that one article.
Woo!
Yeah, but either way, it's like...
I am an X-Man! Woo!
But,
Mickey
least we
Mouse
got
with
Spider-Man
three claws.
in the
It makes no sense.
That's an accomplishment for America.
Go America!
Anyway, back to the card. I mean, you can watch it. You can enjoy it. I do not want to see it. If anything, I pray that Dean wins tonight, and that's the main event that they make.
See, and that's what's going to happen is when we get together and watch this, is y'all going to sit there and watch that, and me and Michael are going to whip out some Flux, and just we'll just play some Flux or some Munchkin or something. Y'all can watch that. We'll get our game on over here. What? Who won?
Roman Reigns! What did we expect?
No. What was it? Who won? Roman! I still don't care.
If anything, I wish Seth Rollins would come back and just...
yeah, that
was what I wanted to look up. Shoot.
I did think that, I wouldn't mind a repeat if Seth Rollins came out and, pedigreed Roman, let Triple H have the title, and then Seth stands there, with his hands out and stuff, and,
We've got 6 more months. It's killer. He's not going to come back until,
It's not 6 more months at this point. We're a bit less than that.
Thank God.
He still had him around SummerSlam.
Well, I figured they would hold him out till SummerSlam, but you never know. Things might change.
All the attention's
But
gone
see,
to Roman. And
in my opinion, I'm just going to keep ranting about the whole Roman situation. I felt like a lot of people were hot for Roman. They were okay with Roman, and that they were fine with seeing him in the main event, doing main event stuff. Then Daniel Bryan decided to come out and say, I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble.
I don't blame Daniel Bryan coming back as much.
I do, because everyone was hot for Roman. People liked Roman. Even our smart Mark here sitting here on his phone told me he liked Roman. Then Daniel Bryan came around, and then he all of a sudden got on the hate train.
And I like Roman too. And I didn't even mind the whole thing. I thought the whole thing that happened at the Royal Rumble is one of the worst decisions they've ever made.
That pisses me out, though. I thought the Royal Rumble was fine, except for Daniel Bryan. I would have liked it had Daniel Bryan survived till the end, and it was Roman versus Daniel.
And it would have gone so much better.
And if they did a back and forth to where Daniel finally, like if Daniel went over, but it was like a last desperate attack, or it was like it was this close, very close, then it would have been fine. And if Roman won, I was fine with Roman winning. I would have been fine fine with Roman winning because he actually fought in that Rumble.
This year's Rumble.
Yeah, this year's Rumble, I have an opposite opinion, but and it's like, and I blame Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan comes back and I was like, everyone's like, let's let Daniel Bryan win the Rumble, but Roman Reigns has been sitting here getting built up this whole time.
I think if Daniel hadn't gotten eliminated so fast, and like you said, it would have been a lot better. I don't even think the fans would have reacted the way they would. But come on, he just runs in and gets knocked out.
But I'm still kind of annoyed that people get mad at Roman for not taking a whole lot of beatings, and then he gets he doesn't do a whole lot, and then he gets the title. That's what happened to Daniel Bryan. He gets injured, comes back, doesn't do a whole lot. Then people want him to win the Rumble because he's Daniel Bryan. And I'm like, but they've been building Roman this whole time.
But they're not accepting it.
See the difference. You gotta take into account the difference in the situation though. Okay, the difference in the situation though is this: it's obvious to anyone, or anybody, or anything who looks at the current situation of WWE and realizes that Roman Reigns has been picked to be the man, right? Yeah. Period. We all know it.
Yeah.
Okay. The fact is, if you rewind back a short amount of distance to a year and a half, 2 years ago. Daniel Bryan was not picked to be the man. The universe picked him to be the man. That's why it's different. Because this is our guy. This is who we want. This is who we want. I don't want that piece of crap. I want my guy.
Just like the meme I told you about.
Which one?
Remember the meme where it's just the crowd's chanting AJ, and AJ Lee's like, they still want me, and AJ Styles like, no, they want me, and Vince is like, you're both wrong. They want Roman Reigns, and that's WWE in a nutshell.
That's WWE right there. Right there, you got AJ Lee and AJ Styles. They want me. No, they just missed me. They still want me. You're both wrong. They want Roman.
It just gets me though that people were actually accepting of that though. And I think it was at a point we were so done with Cena, everyone was like, we will take Roman over Cena. But then Daniel Bryan comes back, and now everyone's like, no, forget Roman, we want Bryan. Well, guess what? Bryan's retired.
Which is a good thing, honestly.
I mean, which is upsetting, of course. I have nothing.
It's upsetting. I love Daniel Bryan.
Yes,
I love Daniel Bryan. But if he was doing all those things he came out and said after all this time, then he needed to retire. Okay.
And I'll say, I have nothing against Daniel Bryan because I love Daniel Bryan too. I just was more annoyed at the situation that everyone turned on Roman because Bryan came back. And it's like, seriously?
Seriously?
I hope they didn't pick that up.
So, and I'll still take Roman. And now that Daniel Bryan's retired, it's more reason for me to support Roman, even though I prefer Seth.
Yeah. I prefer Dean. But
I do love Dean.
Well, wherever the match goes, as long as they just do something that's unexpected, like last year, because that was very unexpected.
So, last match is the Andre the Giant Battle Royale.
Wait, we're going to talk about that?
We're talking
about this now?
How?
We don't even have a participant in the match yet.
Honestly, I don't even care.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't care about that match.
I'm trying to think. The Andre the Giant, I remember I think I had picked someone to win it, and I forget who I had picked to win it.
It wasn't Ryback, was it?
I don't think I said Ryback, but it's like I know there's someone they're gonna have win the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. I can't remember who I picked. I don't think.
No. Unfortunately, I'm sniffing around politics right now. Oh no, wait, that's Tim's butt. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. They smell just as bad.
I know, they both stink. One of the things that I've heard, and it's just a rumor, so it's unsubstantiated, was that in order to make up for something that happened, that the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was going to be Titus O'Neil.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
We all know
because he's Titus. Well, the Battle Memorial thing has now become like this compensation award. To me, it's kind of like the Slammies. You know, it's like
Which were rigged this year. We're totally rigged.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would let's like
How does the New Day not win?
exactly?
Why is
Awesome.
Nikki the Diva of the Year? That still pisses me off.
I can kind of see why they made Nikki the Diva of the Year, because she broke the she broke the record for longest Divas title reign, all that stuff. You know, I could see why they would put it on her. It was the same reason they made Seth the best superstar, because
But he deserved it. He did deserve it.
So I can understand Nikki, but Usos winning over New Day, even though Usos were gone most of the year.
I think that's when I started to hate the Usos.
So it's like, Slammies, the Andre Giant. It's a compensation.
But why do you think Thomas O'Neil would be
Because he was getting Father of the Year and stuff. He was literally getting all of these accolades outside of WWE.
He got suspended.
He might as well get one accolade.
He got suspended for touching the boss. That was literally what he got suspended for.
You see his reason why he got
touching the
suspended?
ball.
Because he touched the boss.
Why he did that? Do you see the reason why he did that?
Because he wanted Stephanie to go.
Yeah, he's like,
Vince should have let Stephanie walk in front of him and been a gentleman.
But it was dumb. I wouldn't have worried about it.
I mean, like, you know what? This dude owns a multi-billion-dollar company, and we're on camera in front of billions of people. I'm not going to do this crap now.
Yeah.
I'll do it later. When nobody's looking and I can't get in trouble.
I mean, it was on the Daniel Bryan thing, and it was after the TV thing was still going, but it was on the network because they continued the thing on the network. But even still, it's just like, why?
Maybe because of everything was just so sensitive with Daniel Bryan retiring. And
a lot of emotion running high.
Yeah.
What's funny to me is when they say, well, Daniel Bryan's this big moneymaker that just had to retire. It's money down the drain. I guess so, but like, there's so many conflicting reports on whether or not Vince even cares about Bryan.
We care about Bryan.
Yeah, we care about Bryan. But it always seems like Vince basically, Daniel Bryan to me was like the Tim Tebow to John Elway. He was good and he was what the people wanted, but then John Elway didn't want Tim Tebow. And that's why eventually Tim Tebow got the kick when he could. Now Peyton Manning's out, and I think that Osweiler guy just left Denver.
I don't care.
So
Yeah, he went to Texas. He went to Texas, signed a big contract.
wait, which Texas?
Houston.
Oh,
That's the next Texas.
Yeah. Houston.
Well, hopefully, as a Jags fan, we have a better defense to handle that.
Dude, have you seen all of the free agents?
It's a WWE podcast now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Dude, it's called editing. Would you chill the F out?
Well, in the meantime, then, I think we're pretty much set for WrestleMania, so we can finally end this podcast.
Is that all the matches?
Pretty much.
That's all that's been announced so far. No more.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do a post WrestleMania and Raw podcast when that comes around.
Yeah.
Can't guarantee Adam will be here though, but
I will try to be here, everybody. So, yay.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So from all of us, we are signing out.
All right. Nice.
Peace.
Because again, I don't mind Roman being the
Telephone.
Telephone.
Ding, ding,
This'll
ding,
be-
ding,
this'll be
ding, ding,
right
ding.
here.
Banana phone.
No one. Shut up. Anyway,
Continuing.
I'm gonna fade that.
Awesome sauce.
Great interruption. Anyway, I like Roman. I don't mind him as being the next. I didn't think it was actually going to go to the answering machine.
Anyway.
Give it a second. It's got to beep.
Go beep. There you go.
Now it's done. Watch the phone ring in the next 5 minutes.